Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome back to another stale movie review. Today we are talking about The Dead Girl. So The Dead Girl was requested of me by one of my creepy royalty, Robert. So thank you so much for your suggestion, Robert. And thank you to all my other creepy patron peeps as well for your support of my channel. If you want to find out the other perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. I'm definitely gonna butcher the director's name here, so just sorry. You guys know how it is though. Alright, so directed by Karen Moncrief and starring Toni Collette, Brittany Murphy, and Marcia Gay Harden. The Dead Girl is split into 5 parts, each part following a different person related to the case of a dead girl whose body is discovered at the beginning of the film. The stories follow in order: the woman who finds the body, the sister of a missing girl who believes that the body is that of her sister, the wife of the murderer, the mother of the dead girl, and finally the dead girl herself on her last day alive. For whatever reason, I don't have any fun facts about this video. Let's get into what I liked about The Dead Girl. I thought this was a interesting take on kind of like a true crime. It's not a true crime, but you know what I mean, like kind of crime, murdery type horror movie, which as I say it out loud sounds ridiculous because most horror movies are about murder and death. Making sense. That's why I said true crime, because it involves like investigating and stuff like that, which seems true crime to me. But this isn't based on a true crime that I know of. Anyways, I don't really know where I'm going with that. I liked how it was like kind of a twist on that type of horror movie where it's not so much about the murder and the crime and who done it sort of thing, but it's more about the various people that are involved with it and how they cope with this sort of thing. I also like how the characters are not related by any means except for this dead girl. So they're bound by the discovery of the girl's body, but also the fact that they are suffering in life also. They have not the best lives also, which is interesting. The segments are all a good length. Of course we have to talk about this since it's kind of an anthology. I mean, it is an anthology, but they build on one another, which is very interesting. They create tension in a way that a lot of anthologies don't do. To be fair though, there are very many anthologies where the segments are not necessarily related, or not related as closely as they are in this movie. Oh, I feel like they kind of actually play out in the order of like what a typical like murder mystery slash whodunit movie would. And I mean, I feel like I already spoiled stuff already in the summary. I am gonna spoil stuff, but but it plays out in the order of like the discovery of the body, the reaction of the family, the murderer being discovered, the revelation of the victim's past, and then finally, you know, piecing together what actually happened. The only thing missing is the killer being caught, which is the spoiler there. Although he is identified, at least for the audience. We know who it is, but we don't ever get to see if he's caught or not. That's not part of the movie. Yeah, like I said, I feel like the segments really built well on top of each other, and it builds and builds up until you get to the point where it just lays out like what happened on the victim's last day, which is interesting. But I feel like there was this like kind of a strange disconnect from the events of the first 4 segments and Krista, the dead girl's last day. Almost kind of seems ridiculous, like once you see Krista's life and her last day play out, it almost seems ridiculous that her death caused all this fuss in the movie, like people discovering the body and that sort of thing. Yet the movie didn't feel like a waste of time, if that makes any sense. It's an odd feeling to explain, but it's just like I'm struggling to like put it into words, that kind of feeling. Like it's almost like, I don't know, this is probably just what I'm taking away from it. It's almost like kind of like a dark message that the dead don't care about what happens after they're gone. So it's just like, you know, so the first 4 segments are technically like present day, and then the last one of Krista is the past, obviously her last day alive. But it's like, it's almost like for all the turmoil and sadness that the first 4 characters go through because of this death, Krista still dies at the end. Do you know what I mean? Like they build it up like you almost expect her to be saved or something for whatever reason, which obviously wouldn't make any sense because then we, you know, everything that we just saw would be a lie. Like when you see her in the segment, almost, obviously she doesn't know she's gonna die, but it's just like, I don't know, it's almost just like, you know, they show you all these events that happen after the death and then finally what happens to the victim. Kind of, they don't actually show what happens to her, but you know how she ends up. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know how to describe. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. Let's get into what I didn't like, I guess, since I'm not getting anywhere with that explanation. The only thing I guess, you know, that I could say that I don't like about the movie is that it's super heavy. And while it's very good, like while I thought the movie was really well done, it doesn't make me want to revisit it that often just because it is kind of dark and heavy material. And as somebody who is very much ruled by their emotions, it makes me, you know, it's sad, you know, it takes you to a sad, dark place that you don't always want to go to, you know, when you're watching a movie. So, was The Dead Girl worth watching though? I think absolutely yes. As dark as it is and as heavy as it is, I think it's a really well done movie. And it's something a little bit different too. Like I said, I think if you watch it, you'll get what I mean by it's like a different take on like a murder mystery kind of type movie, like a Criminal Minds-esque sort of thing. Like instead of the you guys get it. I'm not gonna go into it again. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. On IMDb, it has a 6.7 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, 75%. Critics score 65% audience score. And on Letterboxd, it has a 3.1 out of 5. This one I watched on YouTube. Yeah. So I'll leave a link for the video in the description. It is not an affiliate link because the movie is not a rental. Anytime I link a YouTube rental, it's not an affiliate link. Let me just put that out there before people get confused. Only the Amazon ones. But this one, I couldn't find it to rent anywhere, but I saw that somebody had put the full movie on YouTube, you know, maybe not so legally, but I found it and I watched it. So I'll link that video down there if you want to check it out for yourself. And if you've already seen it, please let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday, and you can ring that notification bell down there also to be notified every time I post a video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye.